Welcome to my channel Animal AI Move. The twin moons of Taria 9 floated over the dark rainforest, casting pale silver streaks between towering alien trees. Their leaves glowed faintly blue, and every time the wind moved, the forest shimmered as if breathing. This planet was known for its dangerous wildlife, creatures that Earth had no words for. Captain Aaron Vale, a decorated wildlife rescuer for the Galactic Environmental Corps, had been dispatched after receiving a distress signal from an exploration pod. It wasn't from a human, though. It was from an injured tigron, a species genetically similar to Earth's tigers but far more intelligent. Signal coming from Sector Vi-41, the AI drone chirped. Vital signs detected. Small and fading. Aaron tightened the straps of his exosuit. Small? Could be a cub. He had seen a lot in his life, but tigron cubs were rare, sacred even. Their species was on the brink of extinction due to illegal hunting and interplanetary trafficking. Saving one meant saving the future of an entire line. He lowered his skybike into the forest, the engines humming softly to avoid spooking wildlife. The ground was unstable, mud that glowed gently, vines that curled and uncurled like living muscles. Every step made a sound like soft, cracking glass. Aaron scanned the surroundings. A set of tiny footprints, 4 toes, clawed, no bigger than his palm, led deeper into the Valley of Serpents. His jaw clenched. The valley was restricted zone. No one went there except fools, or creatures running for their lives. Aaron followed the prints until he heard a small cry, a mixture of a kitten whimper and a low growl. He sprinted. There, tangled in luminous vines, was a small striped cub with silver fur and bright blue eyes, trembling from exhaustion. Its leg was injured by a sharp thorn. But before Aaron could step closer, a shadow moved behind the trees. His heart froze. A massive shape slithered forward, scales reflecting the moonlight like sheets of steel. A giant python, not the earth kind, but a mutated alien version known as Zerathion coil serpent. 3 times larger, intelligent, armored, and deadly, and it had already locked its yellow eyes on the helpless cub. Middle, the battle in the Valley of Serpents. Aaron lifted his plasma lance. You want a meal? Come through me. The serpent hissed, a low rumble that shook the leaves. Its body tightened as it prepared to strike. Aaron activated his suit's shock shield, electricity crackling across his armor. The cub cried again. The python lunged. Aaron dove sideways, the serpent's fangs slicing through the tree behind him like butter. He rolled, fired a plasma bolt. Direct hit to the creature's neck. It barely flinched. Then he saw them, glowing markings pulsing under its scales. Adaptive armor. Great, Aaron muttered. The python whipped its massive tail, slamming him into a boulder. Pain shot through his ribs. Suit integrity at 72%, the drone warned. The serpent didn't go after Aaron. It went for the cub slithering closer. No, Aaron shouted. He fired a grappling line at the cub, pulling it safely into his arms. The creature shivered, burying its head into his armored chest. Aaron could feel it breathing fast, heart pounding. The python struck again, jaws wide. Aaron activated the phase jump module, teleporting 3 meters behind the serpent. It slammed the ground where he had just stood. The forest began to shake, not from the serpent, but from something bigger. A thunder-like rumble echoed. The serpent paused, sensing it too. Then a massive creature stepped into view, a Slorak behemoth, a gentle giant herbivore. Except right now, its territory had been disturbed and it was furious. The python turned toward it. Aaron cursed. You two fighting will flatten the whole rainforest. The serpent hissed and launched at the behemoth. The huge creature roared, swinging its tusks. Trees fell. The forest floor cracked. The cub whimpered in Aaron's arms, terrified. He whispered, Hang in there, little one, I'm getting you out. But the python had not forgotten its original target. It twisted midair and launched toward them again. Aaron sprinted with the cub held tightly. The serpent crashed behind him, snapping its jaws inches away. He reached a cliff edge, dead end. The python cornered him. Aaron checked his suit. Low power. Only one function left. All right, he whispered. One stupid idea coming. He planted a gravity mine at the serpent's feet, then jumped off the cliff with the cub. The python struck. The mine detonated. Gravity inverted. The giant serpent was pulled upward and slammed into the cliff ceiling, pinned in place by crushing force. Aaron and the cub were falling into darkness, until his suit's emergency thrusters fired, slowing their descent. They landed roughly on a soft patch of glowing moss. Aaron leaned back, panting. The cub curled against him. Above, the python screeched helplessly, stuck to the cliff ceiling by crushing gravity. "Stay there," Aaron growled. "I'm not climbing back up." The cub let out a tiny, grateful purr. Ending. The promise of a new future. Aaron carried the cub through the quiet forest, searching for a safe shelter. The little creature licked his hand, an instinctive gesture of trust. "You're a brave one," he said softly. The drone scanned again. Biometric ID confirmed. This cub belongs to the Silver Stripe royal line, the last surviving lineage. Aaron stopped walking. The royal line was believed extinct for years. But here, in his arms, was a living miracle. He set up a healing pad. The cub laid on it, eyes half closed, weak but no longer afraid. The device cleaned its wound and injected regenerative nanobots. Soon, the cub tried to stand on its tiny legs, wobbling but determined. Aaron smiled. "You'll be running again in a day." Suddenly, the bushes rustled. Aaron raised his weapon, but a massive tigron emerged from the shadows, majestic silver stripes glowing in the moonlight. Its eyes held centuries of wisdom. The adult tigron studied Aaron, then its cub. Aaron lowered his weapon slowly. The cub limped forward and nuzzled its mother. The larger tigron let out a soft, rumbling purr, an expression of gratitude. The drone whispered, "This is the Queen Tigron, the matriarch. She is acknowledging your actions, Captain." The Queen looked at Aaron, unblinking, powerful. Then, she bowed her head. Aaron exhaled. He had just been honored by the ruler of the wild. The Queen nudged the cub toward him. "Wait. What? You want me to take care of it?" A deep, gentle growl. "Yes." Tigron culture was ancient. A cub who bonded with a rescuer could be raised as a guardian between species. Aaron knelt before the cub. It hopped into his arms effortlessly, purring loudly as if choosing him. He scratched its head. "All right, little one. Looks like we're partners now." The Queen disappeared into the forest, leaving them alone beneath the twin moons. Aaron whispered to the cub, "I saved you today. But someday, you'll save someone else." The cub let out a tiny roar. Aaron smiled, and with the new dawn approaching, he carried the future of a species in his arms, walking back toward the landing zone, toward hope, toward responsibility, and toward a bond that would change the fate of Taria 9 forever.